So next up, the men's 400 meters. The world and American records held by Butch Reynolds of the United States, set in this stadium back in 1988. And the man of the moment, in fact, the man of the last few seasons at 400 meters is Michael Johnson, the Olympic champion, who was injured earlier this year, was given a waiver into the World Championships to attempt to defend his 400-meter title, and he did so, coming through with a spectacular time and winning his second straight World Championships gold at 400 meters.
He will occupy lane 3. Stephane Diagana, the hurdles champion, 400-meter hurdles champion, is on his inside in 2. Davis Kamago, who was the silver medalist at the World Championships, is outside of Michael in 4. Antonio Pettigrew from the United States is out in 8. Roger Black has 6. Black was second in the World Championships. Tyree Washington, a young upstart here, the biggest surprise in the world probably at 400-meter running this year, will occupy lane 5, Bob, and he has just shocked everybody with his performance out of San Bernardino Valley Community College.
There's Michael Johnson, whose streak of 58 consecutive victories at this distance was broken earlier this year by Antonio Pettigrew.
That is Kamago that you're looking at. Young man from Tanzania, check that, Uganda, was the Olympic bronze medalist at 400 as well. He's for real. This is no means a lock for Michael, this race. It's closer than probably most any race he's had in the last 2 or 3 years. His victory margin at the World Championships was just about a quarter of a second.
And he had to come from behind in the stretch to do it. Once again, the lanes: Clarke in 1, Diagana in 2, Johnson in 3, Kamago in 4, Washington in 5, Black in 6, Rusterholz in 7, Pettigrew in 8.
Johnson out well. And so isn't Rusterholz out there with a home crowd pumping him up.
Tyree Washington running well. Out in lane number 5. Michael Johnson now making up the stagger in the second turn. That's to the right of your screen is Johnson.
He is behind right now, Bob. He's got to step on it. Here comes Johnson.
Kamago in yellow. Michael Johnson out front, but Kamago is right there. Washington to Kamago's right. They are 3 across. Can Johnson hold on? Johnson, Kamago, and Washington in that order, I think.
I believe Washington got up for second. The time, 44 and 32/100ths of a second, Bob. Very fine running. Excellent race, and boy, the margin of error here. The world has narrowed things down on Michael Johnson, and they certainly make it interesting. There's no guarantee at the top about anything in life. Take a look here. Michael was behind most of the race, surveyed the situation, made his move on the turn, but had to struggle to hold off the young 20-year-old upstart, Tyree Washington, as he nailed down and bent the will of his demand to Davis Kamago and shunted him to 3rd place. Michael wins today. His 58 win in a row, that streak over 8 years, was broken earlier this summer, coming back from an injury he suffered in the 101 race with Donovan Bailey. There you see the replay up there. There is Michael to the right of the screen. Davis Kamago in yellow is just in front of Michael. Tyree Washington ran hard on the backstretch up there. Watch around the turn. Michael is still basically behind, even though they're running lanes the entire way. At this moment, Washington has a slight lead. Notice the other people on the turn that he makes up are still behind. Michael, just leg turnover increasing on the turn, draws even. He's even right now. Michael begins to continue to pull away slightly. Washington holds on. Look at the arms being pumped. Everybody's tying up right now. Michael, with his huge physical strength, holds on for the victory and the narrowest of margins. Running for Larios, the Spanish company, is Kamago in the middle in yellow. And with a swoosh label, he is bookend by the 2 Americans. Look at Michael hold on with that tremendous power and weightlifting that he does do.
Here are the results of the men's 400 meters. Michael Johnson at 44.31 seconds. Tyree Washington, a personal best at 44.38. Davis Kamago comes home in 3rd. Those 3, the class of the field. Down to Lewis Johnson.
Well, Michael, as you scorched around the track, I saw the camera flashes, which sort of reminded me of the Olympic Games. Is this atmosphere just like that?
The atmosphere is, but I'm not running the same way I was last year. I'm squeezing them out just barely, but you know what I'm out here is to win races. That's what I'm out here for, so I'm happy with it.
The time is fantastic, but did you see Washington over in lane 5? He seemed to be closing real well, very fast.
He was running a very good race. So was Kamago. It was tight for all three of us coming to the line.
So what's it looking like for you the rest of the season? More track and field, more athletics, more television? What are you going to do?
A little bit of everything, but you know, the television went well. Commentating's going very good. But right now, I'm focused on track and just improving my performance.
I'll have to keep a close guard on the microphone here. Congratulations.
All right, thanks.